Amy's disappearance. Human trafficking her remains. Amy Bradley is a woman who disappeared during a Caribbean cruise aboard the Royal Caribbean International cruise ship Rhapsody of the Seas in late March 1998. She was 23 years old at the time and was on her way to Curaçao. Despite efforts, her current location remains unknown. Amy was a graduate of Longwood University when she went missing. In the early hours of Monday, March 23, 1998, Amy and her younger brother Brad went to the ship's nightclub for some dancing. According to records, Brad chose to return to his cabin before Amy. Ship's door lock records indicate that Brad entered his cabin at approximately 3:35 a.m., with Amy following 5 minutes later. Welcome to the place where you'll find your perfect accommodation. If you're the owner of a hotel, motel, or a similar establishment, don't hesitate to reach out for a potential collaboration. The siblings had a conversation before retiring to bed. When Amy's father Ron woke up to check on his daughter, he discovered that she was no longer on the balcony where she had been sleeping earlier. Upon receiving notification of Amy's disappearance, the Coast Guard initiated a 4-day search in the surrounding waters and along the cruise lines. Authorities initially considered the possibility of her falling overboard and drowning, but this theory was dismissed, and searches revealed no indications of incident. There have been reported sightings of Bradley in Curaçao. In 1999, a member of the U.S. Navy reported that a woman in a brothel identified herself as Bradley and sought assistance. New evidence emerged in the subsequent years, sparking theories ranging from her being sold into human trafficking to the possibility of discovering her remains. The case has been featured on Dr. Phil in a segment titled, "The Search for Natalie, Amy Bradley," and it was also covered on America's Most Wanted. On March 21, 1998, Amy and her family embarked on a cruise bound for Curaçao. Amy and her brother Brad opted to stay up late, engaging in dancing at party aboard the ship and consuming alcohol with the ship's band, Blue Orchid. Alistair Douglas, also known as Yellow, a member of the band, mentioned that he left the party around 1 a.m. after drinking with Amy. The videographer, Chris Fenwick, captured a moment of Amy and Yellow dancing. After a few hours, Brad chose to retire to the family cabin for the night at approximately 3:35 a.m. Ship records indicate that Brad returned to the cabin at this time, and Amy followed 5 minutes later. According to Brad, he and his sister conversed on the suite's balcony before he went to sleep, while Amy stayed awake for a while before eventually falling asleep. Between 5:15 a.m. and 5:30 a.m. on March 24, 1998, Ron, Amy's father, woke up and checked on his children. He observed Amy still asleep on the lounge chair of their cabin's balcony, with only her legs visible. Ron mentioned to local papers, "I dozed back off to sleep. The balcony door was closed because, if it hadn't been closed, would have gotten up and closed it." However, when he rose at 6 a.m., Amy was no longer there, and her cigarettes and lighter were also missing. Ron recalled, "When I couldn't find her, I didn't really know what to think because it was very much unlike Amy to leave and not tell us where she was going." After searching the common areas of the cruise, Ron woke up the rest of the family and informed them that Amy was missing at 6:30 a.m. Amy's family reported her disappearance to the crew, urging them to prevent the passengers from disembarking and to make an announcement for assistance. However, the purser's office team stated it was too early for a ship-wide announcement. They agreed to issue one at 7:50 a.m. after a majority of passengers had left, calling for Amy to come to the purser's desk. Between 12:15 p.m. and 1 p.m., the cruise staff searched the ship without success. The crew's delay in initiating the search and allowing passengers to disembark is believed to have reduced the chances of finding Amy. The Dutch Caribbean Coast Guard conducted a 4-day search ending on March 27, 1998, and Royal Caribbean Cruise Lines chartered a boat to continue the search. The Coast Guard utilized 3 helicopters and a radar plane to assist in the search. Initially, authorities suspected that Amy might have fallen overboard or taken her own life. This speculation was quickly dismissed as Amy was known to be a proficient swimmer, and no evidence of her body in the water or foul play was found. On the morning of her disappearance, 2 passengers informed Ron that they had seen a woman resembling Amy in an elevator with cigarettes and a lighter. Unfortunately, this lead did not result in any discoveries. Cab driver claimed that a woman matching Amy's description approached him urgently seeking a phone, but this sighting was never verified by authorities. In August 1998, man asserted that he had seen Amy walking with 2 men on a beach in Curaçao, 5 months after her disappearance became public knowledge. The witness noted that the woman continuously tried to get his attention until he lost sight of her at a nearby cafe. The tattoos on the woman were purportedly identical, and the man was confident he was 2 feet away from her, expressing absolute certainty that it was Amy. In January 1999, a petty officer from the U.S. Navy asserted that he had encountered a woman at a brothel in Curaçao identifying herself as Amy Bradley. According to his account, she pleaded for help, explaining that she was forcibly confined and not permitted to leave. The petty officer did not report the incident earlier due to concerns about his Navy career and the fact that he was in a brothel. He contacted Amy's family only after retiring and seeing her photo in a magazine. However, there was no evidence to substantiate his claim. Another potential sighting occurred in March 2005 when Judy Maurer reported seeing Bradley in a department store restroom in Barbados. Maurer alleged that a woman entered the restroom with 3 men who threatened her if she did not comply with an agreement. According to Maurer, the distressed woman, claiming her name was Amy, disclosed this information before the men returned and took her away. Authorities were alerted, and composite sketches of the 3 men and the woman were created based on Maurer's description. In the fall of 1999, Amy Bradley's parents received an email from someone claiming to be a Navy SEAL soldier named Frank Jones. He falsely claimed to be a former U.S. Army special officer leading a team that could rescue Amy. Jones described seeing Amy held by armed Colombian personnel housing complex, detailing Amy's tattoos and recalling a lullaby Amy's mother sang. The Bradleys sent Jones $210,000 for the supposed rescue mission, but he fabricated the story as a scam. In another incident, a jawbone found in Aruba in 2010 initially raised suspicions of being connected to Natalee Holloway. After clearing Holloway, authorities stopped further testing despite 9 other missing Caribbean vacationers. The bone, believed to be of human origin and likely Caucasian, was not subjected to DNA testing. Amy Bradley's parents appeared on Dr. Phil in 2005, showcasing images resembling Amy, suggesting she might have been sold into sexual slavery. Several theories surround the disappearance of Amy Bradley. One theory suggests she was kidnapped and sold into the human trafficking, supported by an officer claiming to hear a brothel worker identifying as Amy. Inconsistencies in witness accounts, suspicions of cruise staff members, and the mysterious removal of Amy's photos contribute to this theory. Another consideration is the possibility of Amy being murdered on the ship, supported only by the discovery of a jawbone in Aruba. The third theory involves Amy falling overboard or dying by suicide, initially proposed by authorities. Amy was declared legally dead on March 24, 2010, 12 years after her disappearance, with no witnesses or body found. The FBI is offering a reward of up to $25,000 for information leading to the recovery of Amy Bradley, or the arrest of those responsible for her disappearance. Additionally, her family is providing a $250,000 reward for her safe return and $50,000 for information on her current location. Amy's case has been featured on America's Most Wanted and various podcasts, including Casefile, Crime Junkie, and The Casual Criminalist. The disappearance gained renewed attention after the case of Natalee Holloway in 2005.